Alright, hello everybody. So, today we're doing an Elden Ring boss tier list, and this is going to be a long list. So, pause the video now, get your popcorn, because here we go. To start this list off, I'm not going to start at the top. I don't remember a lot of these enemies, like, I don't remember who this is, or this. We're going to start with, where is he at? Okay, we'll start with, Margit the Fell Omen, sorry. A lot of people's first boss, at least he was for me. And at the start of the game, he definitely felt like an A tier when I was really trash. But like going through New Game Plus and whatnot, I just realized that I was terrible at the game. And he probably deserves to be in C or B tier. I'd maybe put him in B tier for like when you start off. But if this was a New Game Plus, like completely unbiased comparison, you know? Like, because he was hard because it was the beginning of the game. But if I was properly leveled, I think he'd definitely be a C tier when I fought him. And just in terms of like S tier being the most impossible and F tier, sorry, being the easiest, he probably belongs in the middle. Not too difficult, not too many moves. Just something, kind of have to fight him a few times, die a few times to learn it. So, at least in the Godric. Trash. Definitely easier than Margit. A lot easier, in my opinion. Especially because he's so useless. Way easier than Margit, for me. Who's next? I guess we might as well start here. Actually, no, I'll skip over them, because I don't remember these two. This one. I don't remember this one either, actually. Actually, no, I remember this one a little bit. I'm gonna save it for later. Clean Rot Knight, I don't really think this is a boss. Probably go in D tier. Like, probably the same. It's not really... Probably F tier, honestly. I don't really remember having problems with Clean Rot Knights. Like, I vaguely remember them when I was heading to Melania's, but I just kind of ran past him. Not really a boss. Never died to him. Mandarin Yaw, probably Godric tier. I mean, I don't think I died to him. But again, that one deserves to be above a single Clean Rot Knight, in my opinion. And the Black Blade Kindred. Again, definitely above a Clean Rot Knight in terms of power here, in my opinion. As Clean Rot Knights, like, they're kind of strong, but they're just like a little beefy enemy. Not anything too powerful. I feel like this is kind of like a Tree Sentinel tier, if that makes sense. Like, all these things are roughly, in terms of difficulty, similar to a Tree Sentinel. So yeah, Black Knife Assassin, probably in the same tier. This tier is going to be very full, I have a feeling. Because a lot of enemies kind of just fit, a lot of bosses or mini-bosses kind of fit into this same D tier here in terms of difficulty. It's the ones like, we'll hunt her out right now, Melania, Blade of Mikola, make it S tier. But actually for me, Melania it took me longer to beat Radahn than it did for me to beat Melania. And again, this is off like my personal experience. So I'd probably put her behind Radahn here, but I'll still give her A tier just because she is so notoriously difficult that I did have to do my like pre-study on her moves and whatnot. So if I did not do that, she probably, because I'm thinking like low A tier for her. But then again, like, I'd studied her because I knew she was a really hard boss. It was kind of popular at the time. So, she definitely belongs in A tier, at least in my opinion. Keep going, though. Falling Star Beast. Honestly, I think for me, he was harder than all four of these. Definitely more difficult, in my opinion. Like, maybe these two could probably go down here. Maybe even these three could be down here. Because, like, I think I first tried all of these. But Falling Star Beast was one where I was already kitted out, and it took me longer than it should have to beat. Actually, no, I might be thinking of the wrong Falling Star Beast, but the one where you go to get the Moonveil Katana would be C tier, but the one at the top of the mountain in like the volcano area is right here. I'm not going to split the difference though. I don't want this D tier to be fully saturated, kinda, like with split decision characters. So I'm going to try to give them a more definitive tier where I think they belong. Dragonkin Soldier. Like, I don't remember this enemy at all, to be honest. But I'm mainly focused on the main enemies. Mimic tier, that was first try. So easy. I just walked in there naked. Easiest kill of my life. Maybe we can get some enemies in the S tier. I don't know if I'd put the Elden Beast in S tier. For me, he was so hard. I don't know why the Elden Beast was so hard for me. Usually people actually say Radagon's the hard part. But in my experience, he has to be the most cancerous boss. I really struggled against him. And putting Elden Beast there, I gotta put Radagon next. Where is he at? Cannot find Radagon. Well, then I guess we'll go Rykard. Again, not really a hard boss, probably C tier. Maybe even D tier, actually, because the weapon, the Serpent Hunter, it made this fight so easy for me. Because I maxed it out, super unnecessary. It was a really easy fight, in my opinion. Wasn't first try, though. He is a little better than that. But, again, not a hard boss. His second stage caught me by surprise the first time I fought him. And I think he did get me down a few times, but nothing compared to the bosses up ahead. And I'm probably going to bring the Falling Star Beast down just because I don't think he deserves to be above Rykard in terms of difficulty. And the Bloodhound. Oh, this guy. Probably first try tier. I might have died to him once, but he wasn't that hard for me. He was just kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting him. I'm getting the Bloodhound Step Sword, but he wasn't really strong or anything. Like, he was pretty easy, even at where I was in the game with, like, the Uchi Katana. So, definitely belongs in this bottom tier, at least in my opinion. Some people actually, like, my friend who played the game thought he was actually, like, almost a harder boss than Margit. But I disagree, because maybe it was just this point in the game, but he felt more difficult for me, for sure. Then, onto a controversial, sorry. The Godskin Duo, where are they? I see the Godskin Apostle. The Godskin Duo go. Okay, just suddenly gone. I guess we'll rank the Apostle then. Me? Low tier. He was not hard. I don't know why people struggle so much against the Godskins. In my experience, I never died to the Godskins, really. Only a few times, like the Godskin Duo. Through multiple playthroughs. I never really struggled with them. I don't know why. It's just... maybe that's the type of enemy I'm good against, which is where I'm leading into my next one. Fire Giant, an easy enemy for a lot of people. I could not beat him. I literally spent 2 days almost of my life, like 2 long days trying to beat the Fire Giant, and probably the most rage-inducing experience of my life trying to kill the Fire Giant. It was terrible. And then on New Game Plus, I killed him first try. But the first time I fought him, I could not beat him. I couldn't cheese him. I could not kill this behemoth. And I got to a sliver of health about 15 times. And then I just couldn't beat him. I always lost to him in like his last stage by like getting burnt by his fire. It's terrible. If I had to re-rank it like now, I'd probably put him right here. But off my first playthrough, he was definitely impossible tier. Probably spent more time on this boss than any boss. And like now, again, I'd definitely have him probably in like C tier. But he was the bane of my existence for a long time in Elden Ring. Even with the Rivers of Blood Katana maxed out, I just could not beat him to save my life. And this guy right here, Lich Dragon Fortisax. So when I first played through, I killed him first try. I think he'd probably be like right here. But for some reason, on my New Game Plus, it actually took me 10 times longer to beat him for no reason, even though it should have been easier on New Game Plus. But if it was off a New Game Plus, honestly, I'd probably put him next to Margit, but I'll put him right in front of Commander Niall. Tree Sentinel. Yep, Tree Sentinel tier right here. Really brutal that they put him right at the start of the game. I don't know why they do that. I guess it's just to like pick you up, putting you into this beautiful world, and then, put you right back down, kick you into the ground. And this Tree Sentinel does a really good job of that. And I spent more time than I'd like to admit trying to kill him right at the start of the game. I didn't even know you could go past him. I thought it was like a level-based game when I first started playing it. Embarrassing, I know. I didn't play Dark Souls before that. It was my first Dark Souls game for me. But yeah, not too hard of an enemy. But at the start of the game, it's pretty brutal. Like against start of the game, he'd be like an A tier because you don't have anything. You don't know what you're doing really. But not too strong of an enemy. Pretty predictable attack pattern. Much easier than his corrupted counterpart. His dragon counterpart. I don't remember exactly what it's called. But we're gonna continue on to Star of Darkness. Me? If I remember correctly, this is the boss that you have to fight. To get Black Knife Tish, the summon. And definitely was like Margit tier for me. Took me a while. Took me a few tries. Took me kind of a lot of running back to fight the boss. But wasn't like brutal. Like I didn't have to like take part of my life away just to beating this boss. So definitely belongs to C tier. Soldier of God, Rick, S tier, top tier. Unkillable God. He shouldn't even be in the game. Truly puts every other boss in this list to shame, honestly. Let's move these fools down. There. List is now perfected. This, you can argue, like it or not, this is the truth. That is the truth. Top tier. Ancestor Spirit, probably this tier for me. Like, it was harder, honestly, than Godric for me, but by the time I fought this enemy in the game, it was super easy. Like, it was no longer really a strong enemy, but still a respectable enemy. Like, definitely stronger than Falling Star Beast, in my opinion. But I feel like they're pretty similar or comparable. But definitely gonna give the edge to the Ancestor Spirit. Yeah, then still kind of going through here. I don't recognize a lot of these enemies. It's been a while since I played, but I'm pretty sure I killed every single one of these bosses here. Erdtree Avatar, I remember this guy going to like the capital city, whatever, to get to the holographic projection of Godfrey. Probably C tier for me, just because, no, not C tier, first try. I was thinking of the Draconic Tree Sentinel, I think it is. No, this guy was not that hard. Pretty weird looking, kind of scared me, but not really that big of a threat. No, this is actually probably the easiest on here so far. Other than the Mimic tier, the Bloodhound for me. This is first try. Like, you can't even die. This is the giant dragon, I'm pretty sure, that everyone goes and kills. Get all the, they call it all the runes, right? I swear I played this game. To get all the runes right away, I'm pretty sure that's this dragon. Correct me if I'm wrong. But how do you die to that? It's literally a free kill. Unless you, like, tape your controller down and some random enemy comes and kills you. At which case, I guess you could die fighting it. But you could literally just, like, not even look at your screen and beat this boss. So, definitely bottom of first try tier. Dragonlord Plaxis, for me, this boss was extremely difficult for no reason. I always felt like I had the boss down, and then I died. For no reason, this was probably maybe the third hardest fight in the game, fourth, fifth. But I really struggled in this boss. And for some reason, I wasn't able to leave Farum Azula until I killed this boss. It didn't let me. Which is really terrible. But yeah, this boss was horrible. Horrible to beat, for me personally. Now, the more horrible bosses, Margit Lord of Blood, or Mog Lord of Blood, sorry. Another hard boss for me. Like, again, above Melania and Radahn. Well, maybe on the same tier as them, I'd put him. I just really, honestly, I'll knock Elden Beast down too. But I really struggled against Mog for no reason. Like, his blood attack, I could just never, I feel like I wasn't really locked in when I fought him. You know, I was kind of just like goofing around, but he took me more tries than probably this bottom part of the list combined. So he's very rough for me. In the Rodolfo Radagon, first try tier. He does good damage, but he has no HP. Not really a hard boss, in my opinion. This list's huge. Okay. I'm just gonna go through some of the more like main bosses, and I'm gonna end this because there are so many like enemies on here. We'll go to Red Knight, again D tier, like Tree Sentinel tier, maybe here, probably along with Margit. Maybe Margit should be bumped up. There would need to be another tier here if it wasn't for Soldier of God, Rick. No, okay, let's be real. You know what, we'll let him stay up here. I'm gonna move these back to where I thought they were, just to space it out a little better. And we'll go to the abductor versions. Probably this tier for me. This is an enemy that I struggled against, but I just feel like the way they move was really weird. I feel like I just kept getting like stun locked, kept getting whacked to the ground. But I don't know. No, these deserve to go down. Like this wasn't harder for me than like Loretta or Lich Dragon, so they don't deserve to be. I don't think they deserve to be up here. I think honestly the Tree Sentinel was harder than these guys. But this tier specifically is huge. Let's do a few more. Try to find some actual main bosses. Godfrey the First Lord was really hard for me on my New Game Plus, but first time I fought him, he was not a hard boss. I'll put him here just out of respect, but honestly, he could probably be right here as well. I did not struggle against him the first time I fought him, specifically. I don't know why. After that, he was harder for me, but he did get harder. And then Margit the Omen King, literally Margit the Fell Omen, but slightly more difficult, because he unlocked new moves. But for me, I actually beat him first try. I know that I got really lucky. So like I was just like locked in when that happened. So he deserves to be right here, I think. But probably move. It would be a dishonor to put Godfrey behind Estelle. So Estelle, natural born of the void. I don't remember which one of these two I fought. They're the same to me in my head. So I'm just gonna rank Stars of Darkness. Regal Ancestor Spirit. Same as the Ancestor Spirit, but a little stronger. Honestly, I think he was a harder boss than Rykard. Rykard, again, was not that hard of a boss. Like, just probably like 20% harder than the Tree Sentinel for me. Sir Gideon Ofnir. He's so easy. He's barely a boss. Like, it took me more effort to kill the Decaying Dragon, or the Dying Dragon, than it took me to kill Sir Gideon Ofnir. So, probably put him right there. Putrid Tree Spirit. This guy actually gave me cancer, like stage 12 cancer. If I remember correctly, this thing was in like a underground door tunnel thingy. Took me more tries than it took me to beat. Again, like probably these combined. I don't know why I struggled so much against this boss in specific, but it was such a cramped room, like the camera was being weird. It gave me absolute cancer. This was not a fun boss to fight or beat. I didn't even feel good after beating him because I felt like I should have been first try. So, you know, this is in terms of funness. You're going down here, but we'll put him right here. Oh, okay. But I got these two mixed up. Royal Knight Loretta. I'm pretty sure this is the one you had to fight to get out of the castle. That's the first try tier. Renala, pretty easy. She got me with her summons a few times, but once I learned to bum rush her, she was actually super easy. I'm probably belongs to be right there, or deserves to be, sorry. I remember fighting like a few of these people. Godskin Duo, probably right here. Or, right here. Like, they're usually, some people say the hardest boss in the game, but I beat him first try the first time I fought him, or not first try, second try, sorry. The first time I fought him, so they really weren't as hard as I was expecting them to be. And I think I died to the enemies getting to them more than I died fighting them, which is pretty unfortunate and stupid. Kind of weird, but it's whatever. Lion Guardian. I don't even remember this dude. Continue Mog the Omen. Basically, my Mog Lord of Blood, but weaker. I fought him way later in the game. He was not that hard of a boss for me. Just this dude, but way weaker. It's literally just like an early phase of him, correctly. So, like, not that hard of a boss. And Radagon, I don't know how I haven't seen it this whole time. Probably deserves to be top of this tier. He wasn't actually that hard for me, but him in the fight as a whole was really hard. Because you had to fight him, then the Elden Beast, and it sucked because he always drained all my like potions, and then I had to go fight the Elden Beast with nothing. So I had to beat him without using any potions, which made him a hard boss for me. But he probably deserves to be right here, even though he's not conventionally that difficult, because he has really slow attacks and he has big punishable windows of not being able to attack. So yeah, Knights Cavalry. This is the dude who chases you when you get into can't remember where it is. It's Elden or something. Not hard. He's pretty similar, comparable to Royal Knight Loretta, in my opinion. Magma Worm, again, like, probably this tier. Like, he's a hard boss. I first tried him. I'll put him down here. Rune Bear, here. Not a hard boss. I'll speed this real quick. Malekith Blackblade, top tier for me. I don't know why Malekith was so hard for me. I could not beat Malekith for the longest time. This one actually deserves an explanation. This one might be above Soldier of God. I could not beat him for probably the same time I should beat the Fire Giant. Like, he didn't feel like he should be a hard boss. He didn't have a lot of health. But he almost made me quit the game. Malekith did. And it sucked so bad. But he is a cool boss. One of my favorite bosses, even though he whooped me thousands of times, it felt like. He still has a really cool design and whatnot, and I appreciate him. So we're going to continue on up. We'll do one more. Who deserves to be on this list? Patches. Yes, top tier. No, Patches is a bum. He gets the bottom tier. Yeah, so whoops. Thanks to Tionysus93. I don't know how you say that. Probably absolutely butchered that. But thank you for making this tier list. I don't know how to make one. That is my official list. Ignore these because I don't remember these. I don't have a firm enough memory of these to rank them. I might be missing a few in here. A full-grown falling star beast. That's actually the one that thinks on top of the mountain. It doesn't matter. We're not going to rank it. But thanks for watching this far. If you're still here, peace out.